Cheer, ladies and gentlemen, Hope Heads and TDS listeners. You are currently listening right now to your boy C Hope. We have a special guest right here in the top of the hour. My main man, Tim Hicks from the Dr. Cornel West Theory. What's going on, brother Tim?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
Yo, Hope Heads out there, you're listening to 95.3 FM Cambridge, TDS. That's Saturday and also Sunday nights. Holla. Also, for all the Hope Heads out there, you already know, Hip Hope Nation Radio, Saturday nights at 11 p.m., WHRB.org. So what's going on, Brother Tim? How are you doing today?
Hey, man, I can't complain. I'm trying to take it all in, man. We had the album release
Right. We're going to get into that.
Yeah. So I'm just reeling it all in, man, trying to recoup, get my energy back, and move forward with it, go to the next step.
Right. Word. Well, definitely, we're going to get into all that and more. Hope Heads and TDS listeners, you are in for a special treat. So let's get straight into the interview. So, Brother Tim, I wanted to basically ask you this general question. The listeners may not know exactly what is the Cornel West Theory, so perhaps give the people, what was the impetus behind the Cornel West Theory? How did the group come together, and what is the philosophy which is structuring the actual group?
2004. Basically, I've been doing music, I would say, seriously for about roughly 10, 12 years, and doing it with the same circle of musicians. And right around 2004, I was trying to figure out what was going to be my next step musically. And so one day, like I say to everybody, man, I feel the spirit of God basically just said to me one day like a whisper, the Cornel West Theory. And so I thought about it for a second, then I called my man, my friend Rashad Dobbins. He's another one of the brothers that's in the band. I called him and I said, yo, what do you think about this name? And he was like, that's it, that's the one. So from that day forth, I pretty much just, aside from him, figured out who I wanted to make the Cornel West Theory, the Cornel West Theory. I tracked down Sister Yvonne Gilmore, Sister Katrina Lorraine Starr, brother named John Wesley Moon, brother named Sam Levine, and of course my man Rashad Dobbins. And we got together, started to gel, man, and over time, I guess I just accumulated enough music without, I guess, not necessarily a direct concept like to create an album with, because we have been doing music like for so long, but once it all came together, then we kind of got the idea, like, okay, let's put this into something concrete. So here we are 5 years later. Now the album is ready to roll for the world. So it's been a process,
Congratulations. Going into the album, that's actually a perfect segue. I wanted to talk about the second Rome project. Brother, congratulations on dropping it. I heard it. It is incredible, and definitely it's in line with the spiritual but also political aspect I think that the group is bringing back into hip-hop. And one of my favorite songs is A New Day in Hip-Hop. The New Day in Hip-Hop, which is slamming. One of the questions I had for you is, what is the impetus also behind this project?
Yo, first and foremost, man, let me say thank you. Thank you, because that's, of course, ultimately who it's for. It's the listener. Second Rome, the concept came about, well, we're all from Washington, D.C., born and raised. That's just as much an ingredient in our music as anything. So the concept specifically of Second Rome came from Sister Katrina. When we were recording something that was actually to be our first project, which is still unreleased, she had a book, and it was called The Hidden History of Washington, D.C., a guide for black folks. It was like a really small, like, pamphlet type of book. Of course, put out probably by, an independent. And in the book, it had a list of names for what would potentially be called Washington, D.C., and Second Rome was one of those names.
Word.
So I thought it was very fitting to do the album centered around, of course, the city of Washington, comparing and contrasting that with Rome, and that being the particular empire of its time. And as far as I'm concerned, America is the closest thing we have to Rome in this day and age, it being the largest empire of its time, and dealing with, those same, that Rome dealt with, those things that caused Rome to fall. That's pretty much the central theme in it all, but it like I said, it began from an alternate name or nickname for Washington, D.C.
Word. And speaking about Second Rome and the album itself, tell the people, the Hopehead listeners out there and all the TDS listeners, the project musically came together in respect to each element. You know, and I'm sure that you brought something to the group. Producers as well brought their own elements to the group. So maybe give a cultural and also musical background into the different elements that came together in producing this.
Well, with us, with the Cornel West Theory, I'm the lead vocal and the chief composer.
Right.
So with everything for Rome, I ended up being the one to really deal with the musical side of it, the melody side, just in terms of what we recorded. Because when we're live, my good brother Sam Levine, he our backbone for everything. So live is a different presentation.
Oh, okay.
But
I guess that's
in terms of the album, I came up with the melodies, and for this album, I came up with the bulk of the concepts for him, and then I run them through Rashad, and then we figured out how we wanted to do each song in terms of who should be on what, and just kind of refine the concepts more. And it pretty much, it almost as if it was like a movie, like each actor is given his section of the script.
Word.
But in this sense, everyone, of course, is a gifted writer, so I had all of them, of course, come up with their parts, and then, we go through the recording of it all, which was, man, it was crazy. We had, Dr. West came down in, I think it was April of '08.
Shout out to Dr. Cornel West.
Yeah,
Chill.
Doctor is in the house.
Yeah, the doctor, Brother West, man, he's awesome. I definitely got a chance to interview him early in the year. Shout out to Dr. West for real. I definitely consider myself a student of Dr. West as well.
Yo, the doctor is a blessing, man.
He really is.
He's an extreme blessing to us. He's looked out for us from day one. And, we recorded it all. Dr. West came down. We did his parts in April of last year. And then so over the course of the year, we've just been building until we finally got what we wanted in terms of the base of it all. Then we add all the bells and whistles in terms of the mix down, which that was definitely a shared responsibility. Like I said, I got so many good talented brothers and sisters working beside me, man. I that's what they're there for, man. The count to help get everything going. And then once we go through the mastering stage, here we are. The album is ready to roll, ready for the people, man, to take their ears and absorb everything.
Take over the world. That's what I'm talking about. Any favorite songs off the album?
If I had to pick favorites, I would definitely say there's a song on there called Doritos Revenge, which is based on the
track number 9.
Yeah, based on the Zapatista uprising. I want to say peace and blessings to Brother Subcomandante Marcos and the Zapatistas down in Chiapas, Mexico. They were the inspiration for that track. And Angel for You is another track I love on there. And Patriotic Me, which I feel is a very relevant track for the time that we live.
Is there a single to the album?
Single-wise, we are actually letting go of a couple of them just to put them out there.
Well, get kind of the buzz out there.
Yeah, we
strong. Get the
people
hungry and ravenous.
Yeah. We want to do it the right way and not do it so much traditional in the sense of what the industry kind of made us do. Like, say, you can only put out this many singles, or your single has to be, this type of song. It has to have this type of pop appeal. So we have a couple of them out there. Angel for You. There's a track called Prophetic Suicide. We have Paper Tigers.